94.1 WHRP, Gurley, Huntsville, Decatur, a Cumulus media station.
I said, Tony, yeah! Tony in the morning.
Tony in the morning. It's local and it's here. Tony in the Morning Show. Tony Terrell, your best girlfriend. Thank you for starting your day with us.
Tony in the morning.
Tony in the morning. 94.1 WHRP.
94.1 WHRP, Tony in the morning, DJ Primetime 256. You know, the eve of the weekend always feels a little bit better because we get a little closer, but I swear, Thursday is the longest day of the week.
No, it's the pre-weekend.
It's the pre-weekend.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that twist.
It's the pre-weekend.
All right, we got a mostly cloudy start, but kind of a partly sunny afternoon, and we're looking at a high near 87 degrees, and we're coming back with some nice warm temperatures.
Ooh, make it hot again.
Right.
Man, let's talk about these NIL deals.
Yeah.
Man, how it affects you and your college. Well, let me tell you, taxes.
Okay.
All right,
Here we
if
go.
you are a student athlete and you are looking at getting an NIL deal or looking at getting sponsored, one of the most important things you have to know is that the school doesn't pay the taxes on the NIL deals. You are
do?
responsible for it.
Because you're getting paid. It's like a job,
It
right?
is literally like in a job. So you're considered.
1099.
Come on, you are considered an employee. So if you're getting these Bojangle contracts,
Right.
they are directly paying these students.
Right.
And a lot of these students don't know
They
that they have to pay taxes.
They haven't been
on it.
taught that part. Yeah.
Not at all. So
You just told them. You just taught them.
that's it.
All right. You just gave them a heads up. And the parents are like, oh, light bulb moment.
Bing.
Even I didn't know, right? Okay. Giving you a chance to get those tickets and the hookup. The Queens of R&B will be in Beham on July 10th, and we're hooking you up on our website. Have you signed up? Have you registered to win a ticket for you and a friend? You should at WHRPFM.com.
Tony in the morning.
Tony in the morning and DJ Primetime 256. 94.1 WHRP.
We looking black in the day.
Was that black?
We're looking back in the day.
Back. Well, back in the day, Charles Hamilton Houston taught English at Howard University before attending Harvard Law School. Mr. Houston started law school in the fall of 1919, and in 1922, he made history by becoming the first black editor of the Harvard Law Review. In fact, Charles Hamilton played a major role of the civil rights cases before the Supreme Court in the 1930s. The Brown versus Board of Education case in 1954. And it's documented that his work working to dismantle the Jim Crow laws earned him the name The Man Who Killed Jim Crow. That's back in the day. On this date, back in the day, on 1925, the year of 1925, Walter Chrysler formed the Chrysler Corporation and started making cars. Alaska Airlines began operations on this date in 1944, and it was 1966 that the NFL and AFL announced their merger. Stokely Carmichael began the Black Power movement on this date in 1966. The Two Live Crew album, As Nasty As They Wanna Be, is illegally declared obscene in court on this date in 1990. In 1998, DMX hit #1 with his album It's Darker and Hell Is Hot. All right, check us out. We got a couple of celebrities celebrating birthdays and famous people too.
Music producer Jimmy Jam, All-Pro wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, and one of my favorite movies, Freddy Krueger, Nightmare on Elm Street, Robert Englund, Damon Hall, he was Crazy Legs in the group Guy, and also we have Junior from Mama Used to Say.
Hey.
Find more celebrity birthdays on our Facebook page at 94.1 WHRP.
And it is National Gardening Exercise Day. You can burn some calories, maybe planting a garden. How about that? Back in the day, Tony in the morning.
94.1 WHRP.
Big day of commemoration and remembrance and, of course, celebration. A lot of our World War II veterans have been flown to Normandy on the beach and the shore 80 years later since D-Day.
The D-Day operation of June 6, 1944, brought together the land, air, and sea forces of the Allied armies in what became known as the largest amphibious invasion in military history.
So you had hundreds of UK armed forces. You had, the USA, Canada.
Canadian armed forces.
Oh, my goodness. People all coming together to fight the German Nazis.
Yes.
And so you have still a lot of veterans. They're in their late 80s, mid 90s, like 95, 96-year-old men that are out today as we speak. And President Biden, along with England's King Charles III, are on hand, and other people from, I think they got about 24, 25 different leaders across the country.
All headed out there, as well as a lot of our military veteran and our current military active, reserve, and National Guardsmen are heading out there. A lot of them are still jumping on this day out there in Normandy, and they get to get their foreign jump wings out there as well.
Really?
Yeah, so here in Alabama, we got 20th Special Forces Group. They're heading out there, as well as my old unit, 450th Civil Affairs out there in Maryland. They'll be jumping out there as well today, getting their foreign jump wings.
And then we want to pay respect to a 102-year-old World War II veteran who actually earned his angel wings in France as they were trying to get him there for the celebration. So they say that before his passing, he was able to hear one of his favorite singers on the phone with his family, Frank Sinatra. So we say thank you for your service to the many men over the decades, 80 years later. You don't know till you know. And I saw one of the vets say, he was very young and he had no idea what war was until he arrived at the beach of Normandy.
Right down the street in the Tennessee Valley. Tony Terrell, your best girlfriend. And PT, DJ Primetime 256, 94.1 WHRP.
And today's high 80s, we have a very special in-studio interview today.
Fireside RV Rentals, the coldest AC in the market. We're talking to owner David Black. He also has a military fundraiser for a family.
4.1 WHRP. Tony in the morning and DJ Primetime 256. And good morning. We're so glad to have you with us. And it's always exciting when we have a special guest in studio today. And today we welcome Mr. Dathan Black. He is the owner of Fireside RV Rental. Good morning, Dathan.
Morning. How are you?
Doing good. So glad to see you. We've worked together most recently on a special project. You provided an RV for our mobile radio station studio. That was excellent. And we were able to do a few things with that. But your rentals are used for a lot of different reasons. And give us some ideas why people want to use an RV for fun or for pleasure or for work.
Yeah, actually, it fits all those models. A lot of times, and especially with the way things are going in the economy, a lot of people like to get outdoors. They want to get in an RV and use an RV. However, the cost of owning an RV right now with high interest rates and just the high cost is sometimes out of reach for families, where a lot of families still like to go on vacation, and so they can allocate the money that they would spend on a vacation and put it into an RV rental. So it works out for everybody because we get to rent it out and create jobs, and they get to go on vacation and have a nice RV. And not only that, but we've got so many options. If they like it, they can come back to us and pick different ones for the next trip. So we do regular family vacations. We do a lot of charity work. We do a lot of insurance claim work where, say, somebody's house was damaged by a hurricane or a tornado. We offer temporary housing for those situations, so that way, a family doesn't have to uproot their life and live in a hotel. They can live in one of our RVs where we go set it up at their house for them while their house is getting repaired. So that's a really great option. And then we do a lot of stuff with the music industry. In fact, I've got one of my higher end units going this weekend for Christian music star that they need a green room for behind the stage and a place for them to be able to chill out and have air conditioning and hang out in between sets, away from the crowd. So we do a lot of events like that, and pretty much anything you can think of with an RV, we can do it. I like to be the yes guy, especially when I get a weird request for something. I don't like to be the no guy. So we'll try everything once.
Yes.
If it works out, great. We'll do it again. If it doesn't, then we just adjust fire and move on from there.
Now, speaking of chilling out, man, I will say as hot as it was at the festival, hopping in your RV had to be one of the best experiences out there. Oh, man. So when you talk about a RV that works and that will kick that AC down to a smooth 68 out there in the summer heat, Fireside RVs, Huntsville.
Let me tell you, and when people discovered that the air conditioning was feeling real good in there, the door was being knocked on left and right. Left and right.
It makes a huge difference.
Talking to Dathan Black, the owner of Fireside RV Rental in Huntsville. You say you have another location in Tennessee.
Yeah, we just opened up a second franchise, so let me kind of give you the background on what our company is. We are a Christian-owned company, and we started out, I believe, in 2016. The company was called The Camper Connection, and it wasn't a franchise then, but recently in the last 2 years, we have grown so much that we had to actually rebrand and became Fireside RV Rental, and now we're the first and only national consignment management RV rental platform.
That's really interesting. Yeah.
And we're growing rapidly. We have just about 40 locations already.
Congrats.
Yeah, because when you think about franchise, RVs doesn't really come to mind. So it's something different that people may not have even known that they can tap into.
Right. And it creates an unbelievable opportunity for somebody who's looking for a side hustle, who's looking to supplement some income, or even looking to go full time. The business model is very unique. It is basically, you can consider it kind of like Airbnb arbitrage, but on wheels.
Okay.
So we as owners own some of our own RVs, but the majority of our business platform this is OPRV, other people's RVs.
Okay.
Right? And so what they do is they find out that they buy them, they're not using them as much, and they're just sitting in a storage lot, not getting used, and kind of burning a hole in their pocket, right? So we offer that opportunity to come in and say, hey, look, give us your RV. We'll rent it for you. You get to make a cut. We make a cut. The RV is getting used, fully insured with $1 million policies every time they're rented. And it's a win-win. So at the end of the day, as long as the season's going well, the majority of the time, it's paying for 3 to 4 times their monthly payment. So it's like these people get a free RV.
That's a great idea.
And they still get to use them when they'd like to.
Okay. Listen, you've given a lot of folks who do own RVs an idea on how they can make a little extra cash, but you're also doing charitable, great work here in the community. Tell me about, the most recent project that you have going on with the RV that's wrapped.
Right. So as a 100% disabled vet and retired Air Force member, I am so thrilled and excited about how the city of Huntsville and Tennessee Valley has supported not only me and our business. So we would like to give back not only to our community, but to other communities. And the way that we're doing that is we have a family that we're sponsoring that unfortunately the husband, disabled vet, also has passed away, and she's unable to afford her fifth wheel at this time. And the fifth wheel itself has got some things wrong with it because she was taking care of him the last 2 years of life, and it kind of sat for a while. So our goal with this GoFundMe is we're going to take the GoFundMe, we're going to raise the funds to fix this camper up, we're going to pay off the note, and then we're going to put this thing into our program, and we're going to do a full wrap on it. And I don't care if somebody donates $1 to the GoFundMe, everybody that donates is going to get their name on this full wrap. And we're going to be supporting an organization that's near and dear to our heart, which is called Carry the Load. It just finished last weekend in Dallas, Texas. My wife and 2 of my daughters went. We go every year, and we walk and raise money for fallen families, for military, police, fire, and EMS workers. And that's the mantra of this 501c3, this organization. And it's really to hone in on bringing the true meaning of Memorial Day back, because Memorial Day has turned kind of commercialized into barbecues and beers, and that's not really what it's about. What it's about is memorializing, the ones that went before us to give us these freedoms that we have in the United States. And so that organization, they have two teams, one on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. And every year they walk or ride bicycles, and they meet in Dallas on Memorial Day.
That's a beautiful thing.
It's amazing. And they're raising money the entire way. And then once they get to Dallas, there's a 22-hour walkathon, basically. It's a 3-mile loop and back. And basically for 22 hours, they walk as far as they can. And you're carrying the load, right, for those who can't carry themselves anymore. So it's got a great message. They spend like 96% of all their proceeds on actually funding, fallen military families and EMS, fire and police, which is really big deal to me because they're actually spending the money like they're supposed to.
Right.
So I know that was a little bit long and a little bit convoluted.
But you're explaining it, and it's one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you and have you share this story, being that we have a big military community here in the Tennessee Valley. I thought it was very important that everybody knew that this was happening. It's here, helping others, and they can donate. So how can they donate?
Real easy. I'll give you the link to the GoFundMe. We've got a pretty large goal to reach, but I think we can do it with a lot of businesses and individuals. One thing I wanted to say, and I don't think I closed the loop on it, with the RV, once we get it wrapped, my goal with this thing is to be our way to donate back to this organization. So anytime somebody rents this unit from our company, 100% of those proceeds are going to be going to that organization. So that's something that's near and dear to my heart on how I can give back to the, to the Tennessee Valley that's been so great to us and our family. And, it's just the right thing to do. And I think it could go really far. And I would like to take this thing to events. So if you're if you're another nonprofit out there, once we get this thing up and running and fixed, we can co-host events. We can bring it anywhere and raise awareness and help raise money with it for other charities. And so that's something that we'd really like to get funded and get done. And we appreciate your help in doing that. No
problem. Dathan Black, owner of Fireside RV Rental in Huntsville. And how can they get to the GoFundMe to donate? Where should they go, and what would it be titled under?
That's a good question. Let me go ahead and open this up real quick because I have the link right here.
So the link that I'm looking at is the letter D0957C30. We will put this on our Facebook page and make it a little easier for people to find that want to donate and help give back to this family who has a fallen family member.
Also, to kind of just be clear on the money raised with this, we're going to be paying off the note of that RV because they no longer need it since Ralph has unfortunately passed away. So this is going to be something that's kind of in their name and legacy. One of the greatest military families you'll ever meet. They actually used to be our next door neighbors when we were stationed in Goodfellow Air Force Base in San Angelo, Texas. And I attribute their knowledge and leadership, and teaching a young military family like my wife and I with, brand new little babies. Yeah. And here we are 25 years later, which is pretty uncommon nowadays as far as, staying married and staying, in healthy relationships. And we owe a lot to them. And we weren't the only ones that they mentored. Every military family that ever came in contact with them, learned a lot from this family and their leadership. So this is going to be a really cool thing to be able to give back in their name once we get it going.
If you just donate $1, $2, or even all the way up, no matter what you donate, you'll get your name or maybe your logo on the wrap that will, showcase everyone who has donated. And then you can also once this project is completed, you can rent this for special events, and I think it's just a beautiful thing. So for people to find out a little bit more about Fireside RV Rental, they go to huntsville.firesidерvrental.com.
Right down the street in the Tennessee Valley. Tony Terrell, your best girlfriend, and PT. DJ Primetime 256.
The best R&B in the morning.
And it's here, 94.1 WHRP. The latest gossip headlines.
Ooh, no, they didn't.
Tony's Tattletale.
I can't believe they talking about that.
The latest gossip headlines.
They all up in everybody's business.
Tony's Tattletale.
Tattletale.
Tony's Tattletale. Tattletale.
Tony's Tattletale.
Well, Uncle Charlie Wilson's going to perform along with Gladys Knight, Patti LaBelle, Kirk Franklin, Anthony Hamilton. Also, Doug E. Fresh is all going down. Y'all ready for Juneteenth at the White House? Get ready. It's happening on June 10th.
That sounds like the Black House over there.
All right. And this year's performers were selected for their mark on the culture in studios, pulpits, stages, and their successful careers per the White House press release. Everybody ain't gonna play. Everybody ain't got that swag.
They're going to have some macaroni and cheese and collard greens. It's sold on Juneteenth at the White House.
All that and more. All right, we've been checking it out. The diss between Drake and Kendrick Lamar.
Dark skin versus light skin.
What?
Did I say that out
was
loud?
not that. All right, but nonetheless, you got a point. Drake, who took down all of the Kendrick Lamar diss tracks from his IG account.
Say what?
Yes, it started with the Heart Part 6. Then, of course, push-ups. Tailor-made freestyle. Family Matters. Buried Alive. They all disappeared. What does it mean when somebody takes the diss tracks down?
It means they not like us. They not like us. They not like us.
It's not the word. It's what I heard. It's just tattletales. I'm really excited about this weekend and the upcoming Southern Fried Film Festival.
Make sure you text 941 to 1-866-481-9477 for your chance to win one pair of tickets to the Southern Fried Film Festival. You could win a chance to see the one-day Luther documentary or score the VIP package just by texting the winning numbers 941.
I like it.
It's local, and it's here. The Tony in the Morning Show on 94.1 WHRP.
And PT in the building. We've got you until 10 a.m. today. Of course, we're so happy to have you along for the ride.
Tony,
and listen,
Tony.
I'll check you out. We can need a new version already.
I'm going to double plate that. I'm going to dub it. I'm going to double
Okay,
plate.
gonna double it up. All right. DJ Primetime 256. Have you ever been on a safari?
I sure have.
Okay. I bet you have.
Yeah, I got me a truck.
Oh,
all right?
yeah.
It's got a lift on it.
Nice.
Right? And I go through my safaris.
I haven't been on a safari. I've been to a lot of different platforms like a zoo and aquariums and things like that, outdoor adventure type stuff. But this particular story has got me second guessing.
Man, a giraffe lifts a toddler out of a truck at a Texas wildlife safari center.
Looks like a lot of fun. And I saw this news report where the father, he's driving the car, the truck, and the family's in the back of the pickup part. And they have food to feed the animals.
Which costs extra, but I understand.
Well, that's the whole idea of going. So the giraffes will walk up and get a few nibbles of the animal food, right?
Right.
Okay, so the toddler's, she's got a pretty tight grip on this cone of food.
Toddlers are very strong. Very strong toddlers.
Yeah. So the giraffe approaches the back of the pickup truck. The baby has the food. As the giraffe is leaning in for a nibble, it grabs the toddler's shirt and lifts the toddler in the air. Can you imagine the father behind the wheel looking in the rear view mirror?
Yeah.
And all he sees is his baby's legs
Baby's
dangling?
feet going up.
Oh.
And you're yelling, baby, let go, baby, let go.
Right. Well, she wasn't even scared. Her name is Paisley. However, the parents say their heart dropped, their stomach dropped, everything just like, ah. And the mother was like, hey. And the giraffe was getting ready to answer and go, huh?
See, and daddy should have jumped up, threw the cart in part and just rear naked choke the giraffe. See, that's what I would have did.
See, that's unnecessary roughness. The giraffe did let the baby go, and the baby dropped, and everything was okay. Unharmed toddler trying to feed the giraffe got a stuffed giraffe for being so brave.
Hey, babies and toddlers, click it or ticket.
94.1 WHRP.
Listen, a lot of people still talking about that horrible video of Diddy and Cassie, right? Ray J's putting his 2 cents in as well. All right. Now, he says he was totally disgusted. There's a lot of celebrities speaking out after seeing that horrible video of Diddy, the domestic violent video with singer Cassie. So he went off, Ray J, and he said, it's not okay. When somebody is around somebody and we're all counting on them to be one of our leaders in a space that we're all trying to get to, and that's not acceptable. So, you've got people who are looking up to Diddy, thinking that, Diddy's that guy. I want to be like Diddy.
Mogul, icon.
He's accomplished so much. And then to see this despicable display of his behavior. And he said it was heartbreaking, shameful, unacceptable. He says, I've never seen anything like that. I've never seen anything like that in the history of my life, he said, Ray J. But here's the deal. Ray J went on to say, I think we need to get him an exorcism.
So that boy just needs some prayer.
Yeah, I saw a picture of Diddy, and I was bringing it to someone's attention, and I said, look at it really close. It's going to remind you of somebody in a dark place. It didn't look good, so something's going on with him, no doubt. Don't know the guy personally, can't say much about his character, but what we did see, horrible.
As my mama would say, you better get them prayer warriors out.
He needs it.
94.1 WHRP. Tony in the morning. About to chop it up and break them down. Those complicated lyrics on old school jams and new ones too. It's the old school, new school lyric breakdown.
And the world will be celebrating tomorrow the birth date of the late symbol.
The symbol.
Prince.
How's he hit that? Something like that, right?
That was kind of rough. Oh, that was really rough.
Dang.
Yeah.
I ain't had my coffee.
You're not Prince. Right. And digging into a great song from back in the day, of course, Raspberry Beret. I was working part-time in a 5 and dime. My boss was Mr. McGee. He told me several times that he didn't like my kind because I was a bit too leisurely.
Seems that I was busy doing something close to nothing, but different than the day before. That's when I saw her. Oh, I saw her. She walked through the outdoor.
So she's already different because she's coming through the outdoor instead of the indoor.
She is different.
She wore a raspberry beret, the kind you find in a secondhand store. Raspberry beret. And if it was warm, she wouldn't wear much more. Well, hello, Raspberry Beret. I think I love her.
Built like she had the nerve to ask me if I planned to do her any harm. So she looked here. I put her on the back of my bike, and we went riding down by the old man Johnson's farm.
So what's about to go down by the old man Johnson's farm?
Y'all know it goes down by the farm.
Over by the,
she already walked in the exit door.
Right. I said, now overcast days never turn me on, but something about the clouds and her mixed. She wasn't too bright, but I could tell when she kissed me, she knew how to get her kicks. Yeah.
You know what she wore?
What?
A raspberry beret.
94.1 WHRP. Tony in the morning with DJ Primetime 256. And really happy to see about that. I was really taken back finding out that we have an aspiring collegiate drummer who's been playing drums at Walmart for a long time, trying to raise money to go to college. And his drums were stolen. But now he's been gifted, so we'll get into that.
Man, and we also have more money coming to Alabama, but it's not the lottery. Woo! Good God. Let's talk about it.
94.1 WHRP.
94.1 WHRP. Tony in the morning, DJ Primetime 256. And I was really happy to see this story this morning. We have this college student. A lot of people are familiar with Jaden Sumbry, who has been playing his drums for quite a while at Walmart in Madison, on Madison Boulevard, trying to raise funds. What he really wants to do is attend FAMU. He wants to go to college there. And I think he went inside his home or a business or something to this nature. And he's got these quad drums, it's like 4 drums, it's really big, right? And he sat it outside for just a few minutes, and someone stole the drums, took his drums, and so now that put a damper in the idea of him trying to raise money. Well, people found out, got the story. Shout out to Rodney Gordon, the president of the Morgan County NAACP. People started calling him, trying to figure out how can we help this young man. So someone, an anonymous person, donated drums to him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So shout out to him, to Rodney Gordon and Tommy Cook, who put it all together and making sure that the drums got to this young man so he can continue to fundraise and, hopefully make his dreams come true.
A light at the end of the tunnel. That's what I'm talking about. Toyota has announced a $282 million expansion. Guess where? Right here to his Huntsville plant.
Really?
Yes. Governor Kay Ivey has said that this new project brings Toyota's investment in the state of Alabama to $1.7
I tell you
billion.
what, it seems like every time we turn around, there's more money being poured into the Tennessee Valley.
And not only more money, but it also gets some more jobs out there. It's going to create more than 300 jobs here locally. So, Huntsville, we got to get out there and work.
Yeah, let's go make that money.
Now it's time for your motivation and inspiration.
Yes, indeed. This one comes from Steve Jobs. And if you really look closely, most overnight successes took a long time. So success doesn't happen overnight. That's your motivation and inspiration. 94.1 WHRP.
4.1 WHRP, Gurley, Huntsville, Decatur, a Cumulus media station.
I said, Tony, yeah! Tony in the morning. Tony in the morning.
Tony in the morning. It's local and it's here. Tony in the morning show. Tony Terrell, your best girlfriend. Thank you for starting your day with us.
Tony in the morning.
Tony in the morning. 94.1 WHRP.